Draymond Green is back as a Golden State Warrior, 1 year, $27.7 million deal. Basically, the same amount of money he would have made had he opted in to his player option. Remember, he opted out to give the Warriors flexibility to pursue LeBron James. LeBron's not coming here, so Draymond is now getting that same deal back. How are we feeling about that, Dub Nation? I kind of said yesterday, and I said it this morning, feels like the unofficial waving of the white flag of the Stephen Curry era right now. That's kind of what the Warriors are signaling to me. You didn't add anyone new. You drafted Yaxel Endeborg, LeJay Jones. You re-signed Al Horford. You re-signed Kristaps Porzingis. You brought back D'Anthony Melton. Like, am I missing anything there? You bring back Draymond Green. All we're missing is GP2. Obviously, Quentin Post is gone. Pat Spencer is gone. Not instilling a lot of confidence in Dub Nation, and they are angry. We hear you. We understand you. 888-957-9570. Is there anyone out there that likes that Draymond Green is back on this 1 year, $28 million deal, basically? Before we get to your history on taking the Warriors, not to task, Joe, but holding them accountable.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's get to Cam in Antioch. He's been hanging on tightly. Hey, Cam, how you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Fantastic. What you got?
The mainstream media putting all the blame on the local media is crazy. It's on them as well for it not to be a big deal that we brought back Steve Kerr after 4 losing seasons. That is the main reason. That is the white flag when they brought Steve Kerr back. We never dissect. Well, you guys never dissect the real reasons that we're in these positions that we're in. Y'all keep saying Jimmy got hurt, Steph got hurt because they're older. No, they got hurt because Steve Kerr is playing Steph next to 3-4 guards. He's playing Jimmy out of position. He didn't put Gee into the season until half the season was gone. That's the reason Jimmy got hurt. We should have won the championship when we lost that series to Minnesota. That was all on Kerr playing Brandon Podziemski more minutes than Kuminga. Kuminga not being able to alleviate pressure from Jimmy. Gee not alleviating pressure for Jimmy. He's playing all these small guards, and this is the reason they got hurt. Moses Moody playing out of position is the reason that he got hurt. You guys don't put the onus on Kerr. There is thousands of videos of evidence of Kerr being the reason that we've been losing all these games.
Yeah.
He has been doing the same thing over and over again.
Thanks, Cam. I can't do it with Steve Kerr anymore. Jesus. Just get over it, dude. He's the Warriors coach. He's won 4 rings. I'm sorry, Cam. He's got to be on Alcatraz on the morning roast for a little bit. I can't with the Steve Kerr slander, hate, whatever you want to call it. Is he the solution for all their problems? No. But God, I can't. All right, Joe. You've been teasing it.
All right, it's just
set it up.
I just want to bring this up. All right, so I've been sitting back watching everybody on the internet, not real life, on the internet, roast the local media, and I'm here to defend this station in particular because I think it's absurd. I want you to hit me with one. I love these rap battle beats as we do because we're going to have fun with
hit
this.
Them up.
I'm going to give you the timeline of things this station and this show has been critical of throughout, and this is just a small microcosm. Hit me with the beat and let me know when you're ready.
All right, so I got all of them here. Where do you want to start first,
I'm going to start
Joe?
right here. 2022, I'm at the parade. Vibes are through the roof.
Okay.
No one at the parade in 2022 was like trade Kuminga, trade Moody, trade Wiseman. You know, we were all of us, we were all thinking, raise up those levels. We were all thinking, oh my God, they might actually win it again next year. And then the punch happened, all right? Yeah. And I remember being live on air when the punch happened. No station in the country dissected the blowback, the fallout, and the chemistry issues of a team having an infight like that in the way that 95-7 the game did.
Oh, my goodness. That crossover before the video came out with Willard and Dibbs and you guys might have been one of the greatest segments in the history of the show.
All right.
That's where the you don't know Jordan Poole from Priest and Palo Alto came from.
And then we have the season from hell with Jordan Poole. Yeah. Jordan Poole, and I want to make this clear, the year they won the title, started the first 28 games. Remember, Curry got hurt to end the year.
He did.
Started the last 15 games. And also started the entire series against the Nuggets where Steph Curry came off the bench and only started Game 5. So as bad as Jordan Poole was in 2023 after the punch, he was that good in 2022. The guy averaged 20 points a game 2 years in a row for this team.
He did.
All right? But all year, what did we discuss? Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Why does this team not look good? That was when we also started discussing, oh my gosh, they have to get rid of some guys financially because of the salary cap, because we knew in 2023 that CBA was coming.
Yep.
Now, that year, April 13th, 2023, I forgot this. Zaza Pachulia, who works for the Warriors, was an executive, came on this station.
He was a weekly or every other week. Yeah.
And said, quote, I'm pretty sure he's grateful for your comments directed at me, because he's definitely saying now I'm getting motivated. That's kind of like, let me prove them wrong. So I'm pretty grateful that he's grateful for you. That's Zaza Pachulia saying that Klay Thompson is glad Butcher Boy called him out. Wow. Yeah, that's me calling out one of the legends. And I didn't even try to. I was just discussing maybe he should come off the bench. Maybe they should do this. Yeah. But, by the way, the entire time I was suggesting that Draymond Green should come off the bench. Now, that entire year, after you play the Lakers, everyone wanted JP out of town. All right? Everyone wanted Jordan Poole out of town. So what happens with Jordan Poole? Well, Jordan Poole gets traded. And the day he gets traded, the day I put out, I cannot believe, this is my tweet, and I'll pull you I printed it. A 23-year-old who had a down year for a guy on his last leg? How does this make any sense? Why would you sell Poole at the lowest price possible for a guy that we thought was being brought out? And here was me the very next day with Bonte on air saying that Poole was not the main issue for why that team sucked.
Jordan Poole did help you win, and it feels like yesterday, the one thing lost in the sauce, look, last year wasn't great. I'm not here to cape. It wasn't great. I was as frustrated as everyone else. There were times where I was like, get him off the floor. I don't want to see him. Trust me, I was right there with everyone. But he did help you win a championship the year before. People are acting like he had no part of that championship, and that's just not fair. We're kicking this guy on the way out the door, and to me, Jordan Poole is a part of the many reasons of why this team had systematic failures. You could say, Joe, he's a large part. Fine, he's a large part. But there are other components to why this team had failures. And to me, we have over-exaggerated how bad he was and that he was the reason we weren't good enough. Was he on the floor in the fourth quarter when Lonnie Walker was cooking?
Nah, he wasn't.
Was he the one who couldn't guard Anthony Davis?
No.
I forgot about the Lonnie Walker game.
Yeah, remember that? Remember that? That's the day after the trade, 6-4-3. And me and Bonte were going on, and Bonte and I were agreeing. Then we said, the very next thing, by the way, before I even get to CP3, that trade, that awful trade, you didn't get anything useful. This is me discussing the actual trade in real time the day after.
I'm open to that. No one is saying he's some perfect player, okay? He's got flaws. He is a 23-year-old player. He had a down year. There's no doubt about it. You could say, Joe, well, he had one outlier year. Well, you score 20 points a game. Someone wants that. And he did it back-to-back years, essentially. Somebody wants that. You want to trade him? Fine. You better bring in something that solves some of your issues, okay? You lost in the playoffs because you had lack of athleticism, size, and two-way players. I would also say you didn't have enough shooting.
What have they been needing the last 3 years? That's the day after the Jordan Poole trade. Yeah. And then I say, I hope everybody who crushed Jordan Poole at every turn is happy they're now stuck with CP3. And by the way, you sent picks for CP3. I tweeted out, sending picks for the old carcass of CP3. Shocking's an understatement. This is me discussing Chris Paul the day he was traded. The day.
So again, if we're going to be honest here, let's play all sides of the equation.
Let's do it.
I'm bummed out, man. And this is one of the all-time most hated Warriors. It's LeBron, it's Harden, it's CP3. I can't stand CP. I very rarely actively root against someone to fail. I have rooted against this guy since day one. He's kicked Curry at every turn.
Well, you know what?
Rooted for his failure and his demise. And now, if you can't beat him, join him. He's on the Warriors.
Well, guess
what? What are we doing?
Guess what? Get out your feelings because you will be rooting for him this year.
You did. You said the quest for Chris. That was your thing that entire season.
And then Joe, they let the CP3 slot expire.
Yep.
For nothing.
Glorified salary dump, as Slater put it.
You think I was happy about that?
No,
I remember destroying that. By the way, that entire year, you know who else we were talking about? Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga.
Yep.
And then
They can't be on the court together.
Yeah. The Kuminga saga started then. Every single day. What did Warrior fans want to talk about on this station? Every day.
Jonathan Kuminga.
Either the development of Kuminga, is he good enough worth wasting time for? Andrew Wiggins, is he available? What's going on? No one knew.
Remember,
we discussed it every day. Not a station in America breaks down an NBA team the way 95.7 The Game does. I don't want to hear that the local media doesn't break down this team.
Well, and we were also discussing Jonathan Kuminga going to the San Francisco Chronicle at the time about a lack of playing time in the playoffs.
That was the next year.
Exactly.
And by the way, the day the Draymond Green contract was signed, did I like that? No, did not. Came on these airwaves the very next day, said, who's giving this guy 3 years plus a player option? Yep. You chose Jordan Poole over to go. You chose Jordan Poole to go and said, oh, well, it's okay, Draymond. You're going to come and you're going to stay compensated. And on that same day, what did you do? You probably lost Andrew Wiggins emotionally and Kevon Looney as well as Jordan Poole, a young ascending player. Now we get to the next year and the Wiggins thing and we're going back and forth.
Remember, this is the transition. Bob Myers is gone now.
Yeah.
Mike Dunleavy, here, have some fun.
And Steve Kerr has the gall to talk about the schedule. He's done it a bunch of times. And this is me saying, Steve, we don't want to hear about it when we're paying the prices that we are. This is multiple years ago, not this offseason.
People don't want to hear about the schedule, dude. Like, they really don't. And there are certain professions, when you're in them, there are pluses and minuses. I got an uncle who's a police officer for 35 years. He's on call all the time. He'd have to get up in the middle of the night and go to a tragedy and have to work hours upon hours. My dad was on call for years, did the graveyard shift every holiday so that he could give us a little step forward. My dad would work every single holiday.
My dad worked 2 jobs basically my entire life. Every day.
Right? And look, I'm not saying because you make money, you can't be depressed. You can't be tired. You can't be angry. You can't get a divorce and have bad things happen to you. Bad things can happen to anyone. Alcoholism, depression, whatever it is. But you also have to just read the room a little. And when you're making the amount of money these guys are making and you're charging what you're charging for us to consume the product, we don't really want to hear you bitch and complain about the sketchy. Like, we just don't. I'm just being real. The average fan don't want to hear it.
Thank you. We've been talking about this and the price of admission. And then we get back to Draymond Green as we get a little more recent. And remember when Jimmy went down January 22nd?
Yes.
Draymond was awful in that game.
Yeah.
The very next one. Does anyone remember that?
I do.
This is me the next morning talking about Draymond Green.
Well, and I think that him and the owners and the front office and Curry have failed to rein in Draymond, and that's why we are where we're at. If I was teaching my son to eat properly when we go out and eat, and I want him to embarrass me, there's a time and a place we can goof off and eat like the Cookie Monster. Right? But if he's eating like the Cookie Monster and I'm at Elena's and we're trying to have a nice dinner with my grandfather,
read the room.
It's on me to not rein him in.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to turn this into a father-son relationship.
No, I think there is a
similarity there. No, it's a metaphor. So let's go out to the lines. 888-957-957.
Let's do it. I was cutting off Sam Lubman. So this thing that the local media and this station in particular hasn't criticized every Warrior move. It's just asinine. And then we get to the day Kuminga was traded. It's Super Bowl week. We're at Radio Row.
Moscone Center.
And this is the day Kuminga. And by the way, I didn't even bring up the summer Kuminga where we all wanted him gone. Everyone. We were tired of hearing about it. I
just want to paint a picture real quick because there was like 3 or 4 other radio stations around us that had to be broadcasting earlier because they're on the either like Central Time or East Coast Time. And this is Chasky at 6 a.m. yelling at the top of his lungs.
This is the day Kuminga's traded. And again, we discussed Kuminga for 5 years. And just listen to me.
I think that people are misinterpreting the rage this morning from a lot of Warrior fans. It's not about what they got in return for Kuminga. It's all the wasted energy and time. And then just the yo-yoing back and forth. And the reality of we spent all this time and hoarded and held on just to have this be the result?
Yeah.
Did the ends justify the means? Meaning the point we're at today, was it worth going through everything we went through for the last 4.5 years? No. But it's not just Kuminga. It's the totality and the sequence and the timeline of how everything played out with the backdrop of how old Steph is, how special Steph is, and how rare what they had, and the time to strike that deal was coming to an end. And they waited and waited and waited. And this is what you got?
I mean,
your voice was shot because you were yelling for 2 hours prior to that.
So as Draymond Green opts in, or whatever you want to call it, to the 1 year, $28 million deal, and America, Bill Simmons, Ryan Russillo,
Bomani Jones,
Dennis David, or whatever the hell his name is,
David Dennis
Bomani
Jr.
Jones, and everybody else wants to rip local media. How could you guys let this happen? Every step of the way, this station and this show in particular has been criticizing, analyzing, and dissecting every move they made, every move they could have made, every move they should have made, every potential trade. Name a player that has been on the trade block that this station hasn't broken down. Name a draft pick that we haven't discussed. Name a trade that the Warriors made that we haven't gone back and combed over with the finest of tooth combs. Joe, I'm here for these criticisms, certain ones. Saying local media hasn't been critical of the Warriors is the most asinine criticism you could possibly give to this station. And I'm going to defend it like I'm Rambo in the jungle till the day I die with my face painted. We have been fair, we have been critical, and we have broken down the CBA and every player on this roster and every player in the league who could potentially be on this roster. If you're going to criticize, you better come at the head. And I'm telling you right now, you're wrong.
Wrong. Now what? If you're a Golden State Warrior fan, this is it.
Getting Draymond today, I saw this coming a mile away because I've been criticizing moves for 4 or 5 years. And I saw this coming forever. And the point is, I'm seeing everybody outraged. You're running it back. Dude, Dunleavy literally said at the end of the year, and I remember the day after, what did I say? He goes, injuries, I think we have a good team.
He was trying to tell you, hey, if not for injuries, I think we could have been contenders.
And I was like,
are you serious?
You can't be serious.
Yeah, he said that.
Oh, but
you can't factor in injuries, although 3 of your best players are over the age of 35. But you can't factor in the injuries. Can't do that.
No, I'm not saying we've been right on anything. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you're going to label this station, you guys just nod your head to anything the Warriors do, then you don't listen. You're clearly not paying attention because that's not fair. That's not a fair assessment of this station.
So people are going to get mad because I probably cut off Cam because he was going on another tangent about how he doesn't like Steve Kerr and Steve Kerr's been one of the problems. And they'll point to a situation like that, Joe, and say, See, we're criticizing the Warriors and you guys are cutting us off. There's moments where, if you're saying the same thing over and over and over and over again, I'm going to cut you off because it's the same thing all the time.
Well,
we understand that Steve Kerr isn't, God's gift to basketball and that he makes mistakes. We all understand that. But on the list of problems for the Golden State Warriors, this is the same argument for Porzingis. On the list of problems, actual problems with the franchise, those guys are not at the top. Like, come on, man. Like, we talk about Brandon Podziemski like he is, LeBron James, or he is this great player that has all these minutes and he's going to mean so. No, Pods isn't the problem, guys. He's not the problem. Is he the solution? No. But the exorbitant amount of conversation surrounding him needed to stop.
The last 2 second-round series that the Golden State Warriors were in, okay? Warrior fans spent all their time pointing the finger at Clay, pointing the finger at Jordan Poole, when Draymond was the one that was exposing and compromising their offense.
Yes.
And Draymond was the one that could not guard anyone because he was forced to play small ball 5. Why? Because he can't shoot.
Yeah.
And you're compromising other lineups. When they lost to Minnesota, Steph got hurt. And that was a
Julius Randle
destroyed
him. Yes.
And who else did we want to blame? Jimmy.
Yeah.
Oh, Kuminga did well, but the team lost.
Yeah.
Yet we never want to point the finger at Draymond. And I'm not saying that Draymond is the end-all, be-all for what has ailed everything. All I'm saying is that Warrior fans have been giving Dre a pass forever. And the year he punched Jordan Poole, we went into that offseason, and I made it very explicit. I said, if I'm running this team, I'm probably saying goodbye to Clay, Jordan Poole, and Draymond Green in one offseason, and I'm starting fresh.
Well, remember, and we had this conversation a lot, he's a made man, Joe. He's a made man, so you just got to do it.
But here's the problem.
He's a made man.
You can't today
come with all this anger that they're running it back when you nodded your head in agreement of giving him a 3-year deal 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Because you signed up for today, which is the opt-in, essentially. So, like, people are like, oh, how are you not upset with the Draymond thing? Because I saw it coming a mile away.
Oscar in Stockton. Oscar, good morning. You're on the roast.
What's going on, fellas?
We're fired up today, Oscar. People are angry.
I hear y'all angry, but the whole part is about we act like we the Cleveland Browns media out here and the fan base. The Warriors have been winning for over a decade, man. And people need to hush up and start talking about you guys don't criticize the Warriors because you do. They don't listen every day. You understand me? That's why I call the radio station, because we battle it out. But, hey, it's a good day because Draymond is back. What you thought he was going to be gone? And next stop is Gary Payton II. So everybody to calm down.
So we're running back a 37-win team?
Oscar, you sound happy about it. You're happy that Draymond's back on a 1-year, $28 million deal?
Oh, what you mean? What you sad because he came back?
No, I'm saying you're one of the few. Hold on, Oscar. You're one of the few Warrior fans that seems to be happy about it, is what I'm pointing out. Most people seem to be pretty upset that he's taking on a $28 million deal, basically.
Okay, why are you getting mad at him? You should be mad at the ownership.
Sure.
No, I agree with you.
Totally.
But I also don't understand, if Draymond's trying to do everything for the team, why was he willing to take a sacrifice for LeBron and not Steph Curry? Why didn't he take a $15 million deal for Steph Curry? I'm just asking out loud. I don't even know if that's a fair question to ask out loud. I'm just asking.
Okay. But my whole thing is that he was already supposed to get that money before he opted out for LeBron. So if the team probably didn't want to give him a 2-year contract,
does he run the team? Does he run the team, or am I running the team?
Evidently, he must run the team because he slapped Jordan Poole. He got an extension.
You know what, Oscar? That's a great point.
Something I've been discussing for a long time.
Jordan Poole, and he got an extension.
Yeah.
There you go. And we talked about that in real time because I was hosting we were reliving the 3 years ago show. Like, I was hosting with you that week when that all went down, and I think there's a tweet of me also saying, we're going to look back one day on that punch being the reason that they're never going to win another title. And you know what? There you go. 3 years later, it is what it is. And we don't like to bring it up because, again, Joe, we talked about it all summer. In the entire year, we talked about the punch, and it was a big deal. And again, people got tired of it. They didn't want to hear the truth of the matter, which is this season was shot before it even started. That's what happened. And they didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it. They wanted to blame Jordan Poole. What did he say? Well, who leaked the video? It was everything.
What did he say?
It was everything.
My favorite.
But blame Draymond. But blame the guy that did the punch.
And as we suggested 1,000 lineups over the years, I pointed at Clay. But who else did I point at a lot? Draymond Green coming off the bench.
And Wiggins. Yes.
And Wiggins. Anyone.
Everyone.
But again, like anyone. Like,
Joe, we got, again, going back to the Wiggins conversation, which was, again, a really important one.
This station got in trouble for merely asking the question, is it fair to wonder when he's coming back?
Or just, what is he okay? Yeah. What's going on? Like, is it fair to just question that?
How dare you even ask that question?
Yeah, that was my bad.
No, it wasn't your bad, though, Sam.
I don't think it was.
Because I don't think it was any other market that flies fine in.
Dude, New York, if you did that in New York, you don't think New York's like, where is this guy?
Exactly. They're going full Steve Bartman in Chicago, too.